Today we embark on an exciting journey into the unknown depths of space. We will explore the adventures of brave astronauts venturing into the solar system and beyond, as well as the challenges they sometimes face. We will also delve into 20 secret revelations that NASA allegedly leaked to the public. The mysterious substance on the International Space Station. In October 2023, several cosmonauts were conducting a spacewalk outside the International Space Station. Their goal was to repair a leaking radiator. Now, this might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but unfortunately the truth isn't as thrilling. It turned out that the issue was with one of the spare radiators mounted outside a module, while the main radiator continued to function. Interestingly, a sticky substance growing outside the space station, identified as accumulated radiator coolant fluid, was found. The team cleaned the fluid and planned to repair the radiator later. The cause of the damage remains unknown. Who knows? Maybe aliens are involved. What do you think? Laser and radio messages from the depths of space. In 2023, NASA achieved a remarkable feat by sending a message from the depths of space that successfully reached its destination. A spacecraft heading toward the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter participated in a groundbreaking deep space communication experiment. To achieve this extraordinary success, scientists utilized laser technology. The spacecraft was equipped with NASA's deep space optical communications technology developed by the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. On April 8, 2023, engineers successfully transmitted data from a distance of over 140 million miles, 1.5 times the distance between Earth and the Sun. This comparison helps us grasp the magnitude of this achievement, which holds exciting prospects for future space travel and communication. The unknowns of Apollo 11. Today we're used to seeing images of astronauts in space, but there was a time when humanity had never set foot on the moon. In July 1969, NASA's Apollo 11 mission marked the first successful moon landing. Astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin spent some time on the lunar surface before safely returning to Earth. Beyond the famous images of this mission, there are some lesser-known details. On July 20, 1969, unexpected events caused tense moments for the entire crew. As the two astronauts were re-entering the lunar module, an alarm suddenly went off. Alarms are generally not a good sign, but Mission Control determined it was just a computer overload and instructed the astronauts to proceed. Once Armstrong and Aldrin were inside the lunar module, they experienced a complete communication blackout for about an hour, while the module orbited the moon's dark side. Upon re-establishing communication, they attempted their landing, but initially found themselves heading toward a large crater. Armstrong had to manually control the craft for a safe landing. This extra maneuvering almost used up all the fuel, leaving them with concerns about whether they'd have enough to lift off and return to the command module where Michael Collins was waiting. Collins had been instructed to return to Earth alone if the other two astronauts couldn't make it. Fortunately, this scenario didn't play out, but it was an extremely tense moment for everyone involved. During the Apollo missions of the late 1960s and early 1970s, the philosophy of take only pictures and leave only footprints wasn't fully embraced. Even today, this idea hasn't been entirely adopted. Interestingly, the 6 Apollo missions that landed on the moon left behind 96 bags of human waste. While this might sound disgusting, it has become a source of scientific curiosity. Human waste, rich in bacteria, typically contains over 1,000 different microbial species. Scientists are now curious about what remains of these microbes and whether the moon is still as sterile and lifeless as it once was. By leaving their waste behind, astronauts inadvertently conducted one of the most challenging experiments on human waste ever performed. Researchers are eager to study what happened to this waste under such extreme conditions. Who would have thought astronauts could be so messy? The mysterious X-37B spacecraft. What is the X-37B, a secret unmanned orbital vehicle owned by the United States Air Force, and what does it do? This spacecraft resembles a space shuttle but is notably smaller. Bullet-shaped, black and white, and equipped with small wings similar to the famous space shuttle, the X-37B is not designed to transport humans to space. Instead, it is used to carry out covert missions for the US Air Force. Known as the orbital test vehicle, the X-37B can remain in orbit for months and undertakes highly classified missions as part of the American military's space program. The secrecy surrounding the spacecraft has led to much speculation about its purpose. While its tasks may involve ion thruster testing or NASA material experiments, conspiracy theories about space weapons have also emerged. What do you think the X-37B is really doing? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. The Apollo 1 fire. On January 27, 1967, during a routine pre-launch test at Cape Kennedy Air Force Station in Florida, a fire broke out inside the Apollo 1 command module. Tragically, 3 American astronauts, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger B. Chaffee, lost their lives. The fire began in the spacecraft's pure oxygen environment at 6:31 p.m. and consumed the cabin within seconds. The astronauts desperately tried to escape, but the flawed hatch design and the rapid spread of the flames made it impossible. All 3 perished within minutes from smoke inhalation and severe burns. This tragic incident exposed critical design and safety flaws in NASA's space program, prompting significant changes and valuable lessons for future missions. Hubble's rocky start. When the Hubble Space Telescope was first deployed, it encountered a major issue. But what exactly happened, and how was it resolved? The newly launched spacecraft faced significant alignment problems. Communication was disrupted, star trackers malfunctioned, and certain cables caused issues. The extreme temperature shifts between darkness and sunlight in orbit caused the materials in the solar panels to warp, raising concerns among ground crews. Hubble eventually began sending its first images back to Earth, and they were remarkably clear. Just as the telescope's reputation started to improve, a focusing test revealed a problem. All the images had a strange blur. The fault was traced to a tiny imperfection in the primary mirror. The company responsible for making the mirror had over-polished it, leaving the glass flatter than intended. Correcting this flaw required extensive scientific effort. Ultimately, the problem was fixed, and the images sent by Hubble became far more impressive. People soon forgot the initial troubles as Hubble's contributions to science gained recognition. The Columbia disaster. On February 1, 2003, the Columbia space shuttle disintegrated during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, tragically killing all 7 astronauts aboard. This came after a successful 16-day scientific research mission during which the crew conducted over 80 experiments in the Space Lab module. The seeds of this disaster were sown on January 16th during the shuttle's launch. A piece of insulation foam broke off from the external fuel tank and struck Columbia's left wing. At the time, NASA engineers assessed the situation and concluded it didn't pose a serious risk. Unfortunately, the foam strike had damaged the shuttle's thermal protection system, which was vital to shielding it from the intense heat of re-entry. When Columbia re-entered the atmosphere, the damage allowed superheated air to penetrate the wing, causing the shuttle to break apart over Texas and Louisiana. Communication with the crew was lost, and debris scattered over a wide area. This catastrophe was a profound tragedy for the United States and NASA, leading to a 2-year pause in all shuttle missions to reassess and improve safety protocols. The Mars Climate Orbiter failure. We often assume NASA is too precise to make mistakes. However, even the smartest space experts sometimes err, and at great expense. One such blunder cost NASA the $125 million Mars Climate Orbiter. The problem arose because engineers forgot to convert units. While the navigation team used metric measurements, the spacecraft engineering team worked in imperial units like inches and feet. These mismatched systems were never reconciled, leading to the spacecraft entering the Martian atmosphere at the wrong angle. The orbiter was destroyed upon impact, making this an expensive lesson in the importance of communication and attention to detail. Eating waste in space. Exciting developments are on the horizon for the future of space travel, at least for Elon Musk. However, some of these advancements come with unpleasant implications. Mars is an incredibly distant destination, and the impracticality of transporting sufficient food for the journey remains a significant obstacle. Astronauts already recycle their urine into drinkable water, but now some scientists are working on the grim idea of converting human waste into edible food. While it sounds revolting, and it is, it's an area of active research. Whether this becomes a viable solution for long-duration space missions remains to be seen. Sabotage attempt on the International Space Station. In 2018, an incident suggested that an astronaut might have been affected by what some call space madness. Reports emerged accusing an astronaut of deliberately drilling a hole in a spacecraft module, allegedly to return to Earth. A mysterious hole was discovered in one of the station's modules, and experts estimated that if it hadn't been sealed, it could have depressurized the entire station within 2 weeks. The hole was patched with epoxy, and the crew safely returned to Earth. However, the motivations behind this incident remain unclear and open to speculation. That's all for today from the mysterious depths of space. Which of these fascinating and sometimes chilling secrets surprised you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to check out the other videos on your screen for more intriguing stories and discoveries. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming explorations. Thank you for joining us on this adventure, and until next time, keep looking up and dreaming big. See you in the next video.